There is like such a sexual, I mean, it's such a sexual show. I think when I first watched Outlander, that was like the thing that I was like, oh, this is very sexy. This is like really, is that, does that come naturally to you? Or do you have to I mean, some of those sex scenes, you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Is that just something where you're like, it's also there, or?
It's interesting. It's an interesting question. No one's ever asked me that. Because when I got to, step back a little, when I got to Battlestar, when I did the miniseries, I was really frustrated by sort of the chaste quality of not just Star Trek, but generally sci-fi in general. It's like these people in these universes don't have real mature, actual sexual relationships.
Right.
We have a lot of, I remember I said this in a pit, and I was like, there's a lot of women in latex and spandex. We'll fetishize sex, but we don't actually have sex. It's not actually a mature thing. So in the miniseries, Baltar and, number 6, right up front, this is part of the show. These are real people. They're sexual beings. They have these relationships. So I put it in the show, like this is part of who we are, like of a definition of what the show was. Outlander, then, all of that is in the book, in the books. The books have a lot of sexual content in them, eroticism. It's part of that world, a part of what Diana brought to that. I had a certain discomfort with, okay, but this is, how much of this am I doing? And I don't want this to be voyeuristic, and yet it is part of this show, and it's already built into the material. So now I'm like, okay, how am I going to dramatize some of this? How much do I want to see, and in what context? And I always wanted the sex to have a meaning. Why are we showing this one? Why are we not cutting away on this one? What does this one mean for the characters? And it was something I really had to kind of sort through in my head as I was writing it, and especially as we were producing it, and then in editing, especially sitting in the editing room and trying to decide what to see, what not to see. How long am I here? How long am I not? Why am I doing this? Why are we doing this? And there was no guide to take me through it other than just my gut of what I thought was too much or what I thought was not enough. And I just tried to go with that. And then after the first season, I found myself kind of being the one that would go, I don't know if we need to see the sex again, because I kind of felt like we'd done that. And so then it would be, oh, come on. I mean, this is part of the fans, this is part of the story. And I wasn't the curmudgeon in the room, but I was sort of like, yeah, okay, all right. But why are we really doing it this week? And then I would force everybody to talk about, why this one? What is this scene about? Why are we going to dramatize this particular one? And as long as they could answer that question and it made sense, then it was, all right, yes, okay, then let's go do it. But it was an interesting struggle. It was different.